What we're looking at the moment is a high energy ignition unit. This is used to provide sparks to start the engines on the aircraft, the main engines. Our intention is to test a number of the, I'll call them spark plugs, but they're igniter plugs really. There's one mounted in here, and we've got a few spares that we've never tested. So the idea is to use a serviceable high energy ignition unit in order to test this spark plug. Now this is actually several thousand volts. So what you've got to be careful of is that you don't touch it when it's switched on. Hence we've mounted the plug in a box. So if I switch it on, you should see sparks appearing here if this is serviceable. Unlike this one here, which we started with, which isn't serviceable. So we're just about to strip that down and see if we can repair it. So I'll switch this on, and this is exactly the same thing that happens in the aircraft as part of the start sequence. And there you have it. And that's all we're going to do. We're going to get the spare plugs, keep swapping them in and out, and just repeating that exercise really to make sure they're all serviceable.
The plan is to strip this one down.
Yeah, we're just stripping this one down. It's purely because we don't have the plugs at the moment. When Matt comes out at the #1 intake, he'll find the plugs for us and we can start that process. In the meantime, this one that doesn't work, we'll have a quick look at it, because it was working.
Where are these units situated? Are they actually next to the engines?
They're in the, basically in the intake. They sit above the engines in the intake with, is it the timing units that are in there as well?
Well, the timing unit is for the rapid start.
Yeah, but they all sit in the same place, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. They're all sat on the walls of the engine. And there is a spring in there. You can see it's. I'll hold that down. I have to take the last one out.
And let it pop off.
Yeah. Just don't want it to
fling all the washers everywhere and.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That can.
There we go.
Come off.
So that's
a spring.
That's the bit with the spring in it.
Is that just so you can't make it operate with the lid?
I'm not sure why that's there, to be honest. It might be. It might be a switch.
But that's the
points.
Isn't it?
And they're free.
Like they're
generally, what happens is these points, like points in cars years ago, they get pitted and they stick. And I was hoping that might be the problem, but it doesn't appear to be. So what we'll do, let's just put the lid back on, and we'll put a couple of screws in it because I just don't want to expose any high voltages, and we'll put it back on there and see if it works. There can't be that much wrong with it. It hasn't been used.
So is it a case that the points have to be gapped?
Yes.
As they do in cars?
Exactly like that. Yeah. And of course we can't get the original points for these, so I think that set of points in there, Eric's made those.
So just to clarify, Alan, you mentioned earlier on that in operation, typical operation, these essentially just kick-start the engine to get the engine going, and then it becomes a self-sustaining.
Yes.
So I think you made a description earlier on, it's a bit like the igniter on a gas cooker.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just...
Yeah, and the gas cooker, you press it down, you can go tick, 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 a bit quicker than these, but it's the same thing.
So is the issue, Alan, that unit's supposed to be working in serviceable, but for some reason it's not?
Right, no, or it wasn't. Let's see now, as you'll see. It's working.
It's working. Maybe we just freed the points up or something, yeah.
The more right. I haven't heard the sound before it goes. Yeah. That's the trouble, isn't it? Something's in storage. So it needs to be regularly tested, really. So that's good, though. So we just need the spare spark plugs now from, or igniter plugs from Matt, and then we'll swap the plugs out. We now know we've got a unit that we can use.
So is it good just to test the igniter plugs as well today? Yeah,
because these plugs that Matt's found, we've never used them before. So rather than just keep it in our stores, which is the problem, it's a bit like going to a scrapyard and taking parts off old cars. That doesn't mean to say they work. And that's the problem that we've had here in the past, that we've put stuff in storage and then something drops upon the aircraft, we dash in, we get it, we put it on, and we still think we've got the fault. But the reality is that the part we're putting on isn't working. So steadily we've built up means of testing them.
How many volts does that put through that system when it's actually discharging?
Well, some people say 12,000, some people say 2,000. Either way, it's lethal. So we try to avoid touching anything, and you're supposed to leave these for a minute after you switch them off before you go doing anything with them.
To discharge.
To discharge, yeah. Yeah. We've got another type of HERU which is used for the rapid start, because the rapid start system has combustors on the engine, and those combustors also get fuel going through them, and that has to be ignited during the rapid start sequence. But they're a slightly different unit, but it works the same way.
Funny enough,
use this.
The HERUs that are used for the little combustors on our engines are the same for the main engine of the Harrier.
They are, yeah. Yeah. So we've been looking at this HERU, which is the one used to start the Olympus engine on the aircraft. This is also an HERU, and this is used to light the combustor in our rapid start system. Now this one isn't actually off a Vulcan. When we started to refurbish the rapid start system, we found that 2 of our 4 rapid start system HERUs were faulty. So we found this on the internet, and when we went to buy it, we found from the supplier that this is actually from a Pegasus engine on a Harrier, but it's exactly the same dimensions as the unit that is used in the Vulcan, so we bought it. I mean, we could put this on here and test this again in a second. They need testing every now and then, so we can test this in a moment. But both HERUs, but one's for the main engines, one's for the rapid start, and that's just one of our spares.
Right,
So can you show me what a plug looks like?
Yeah,
that's one that works.
So this is an igniter plug.
that's an igniter plug. So it's not quite like a car one, but it does exactly the same job.
Okay.
And because we've found a stack of these in the back of one of our containers, we don't know their state. So that's why we're testing them this morning. So did that one work?
Yeah, that one worked. Yeah,
Okay,
we
so
can
that's
make
a
pipe
serviceable
with
one.
ones.
So this is potential spare number 2 you can test now, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, ready?
Yeah. I think we can call that serviceable.
Yeah, ready.
Another serviceable one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 3 for 3 so far.
3
Three.
for 3, yeah. Ready for the next one. That one works.
4 for 4. So this igniter's got a crack, has it?
I
No, there
don't-
was some mark that, you know.
Yeah, this one's got obviously been dropped and a bit of damage on the end of it, but we'll see if it still works.
Just when the lightning comes out.
Yeah, that's
rush
right.
Right, ready? Alright, we got
5 for 5.
5
Yeah.
for 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's obviously rammed it in or dropped it or something.
We used to have a combustor around somewhere.
Well, that goes into the main engine chamber. That's the main engine one.
Yeah, there was a combustion chamber around somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, you'll have to ask Matt that. It'd probably be in container 1 if it's
Yeah.
anywhere.
So that's the one that's got some potential damage on it.
Well, it's just got some wire where it's been poking into the combustion chamber along here, possibly. See around.
Alan, we can't test that one, it's got a different end on it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We can still test it. I can go and get some leads
Yeah.
that will fit it if we want to test it. Yeah.
So what's the issue with that one, Charlie?
We were about to test this, but the connector's different, so Alan will get a different lead to stick on the test rig, and we can see if that works while we've got it out. It's probably twisted in there anyway, isn't it? So there's no point doing that. You might need to get your meter out.
Yeah. Okay. Meter required.
What's the issue, Charlie?
We don't really know which pins go to which wire on this, so we'll have to just buzz it out and see before we connect, or else you end up putting negative to positive and positive to negative. If I hold that together, so
that's B is positive. That's what I thought.
B is positive, A is negative.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So you reckon you saw that this was A, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to put that on there.
That's all.
So we can plug that in direct, I think.
Really? Oh, just straight into there.
Right, I'll do it then.
Let me stick that on there.
What's your prediction of success here, percentage-wise?
100% because well, the person who tested them stood next to me, so 100%. We've got the Pegasus HEIU now connected up to the rig, and we can see if that works. So let's go.
It's your style, the way these
So there we go.
Firing rate's a lot
Yeah.
faster,
A
isn't
lot
it?
faster, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot faster.
But you saw how smaller the spark was, because obviously that is a big unit that's doing all of the fuel in the Olympus, which is a large engine, and this is only, well, in the combustor, it's only igniting something that's that big.
The next thing is we've got a combustor back here, and this is where the igniter plugs sit in the aircraft, in the combustor, and there'll be a series of those around the engine. This is a combustion chamber I assume it's out of an Olympus. So this is where the fuel gets burnt in the engine, and there'll be a series of these around the engine. I'm not sure how many are in an Olympus, and so when you feed the fuel in to this can, it gets ignited by these plugs. Does that fit?
It would sit somewhere around here-ish.
Yeah, but it doesn't fit in there, does it?
No, these, if you stand it,
There's two nice either side that are like that on the bottom of the engine. And
the way it works, so you hold it that way, so you want the compressor, cold end, hot end. The compressed air is coming in through these fins, spiralling around. Now, as you say, there's a succession of, I can't remember how many offhand, 8, 9 of these.
That you're in the right ballpark.
And they're linked together by these tubes. So as you say, in the engine, there are 2 with combustion, with igniters in, where the combustion will start, and then the fire flame is linked by these tubes to light the whole ring all the way around the engine. And the air from the compressor is coming in over this, through these veins here, and also through all the tiny holes and passages to keep this cold. And then you've got the flame coming through in the centre to drive your turbine. And the whole point is to try and make sure your combustor doesn't melt.
this one's unserviceable.
It's been rejected for cracking here from an overhaul facility.
So is that just metal fatigue, or is that because it's
No, it's
fast,
temperature.
or
It's fighting. It's the
expansion, contraction?
it's high temperature. Yeah.
Museum piece XM655 is what it says on it. So
So do the injectors actually go within that housing?
The fuel injector, so the fuel sprayer, fits in here.
Okay.
So it's spraying down the core, and then you've got these veins that's now spinning it to try and get a nice fuel air mix. And then everything else is dilution ports to dilute down the flare.
And the igniters,
Yeah.
do the igniters, where do they go within?
They would go. Grab that one. So they come through the casing, which is why we've got all these metalwork to give you the right penetration depth. So it would sit through a port. I don't know if this is a combustor which would have the boss fitting, but if that boss would sit somewhere through a hole like that, just the right penetration depth to ignite the fuel but not damage and burn the tip of the combustor off. This is what's referred to as a cannula combustor. So we have 8, 9 of these in a cannula ring. You can get annular combustors, which is essentially the entire engine ring is one combustor, which is what the 593 was, and later modern engines, but with the shaft running through the centre and all the cooling. So when you hear reports of engine flame out, the flame has gone out in these combustors, so the whole engine would have flamed out eventually, and then goes the relight.